this clip, we're going to be checking out Kaneal and how he is able to play such great defense and some of the things that he did that was really good that got us an easy 2 points to add on to our massive lead. Now, really quickly, if you want to be a better defender, make sure to work on your speed, your foot speed, and of course, your shuffling. Now, let's get down. Let's check out Kaneal. Okay, so watch right here. He gets really, really low. He has all of the leverage right here. This player, as the offensive player, wants or should try to get his shoulders lower than Kaneal so that he would have leverage. But Kaneal is a very quick player, and he's getting very low. He's actually about 90 degrees on his hips, roughly about 90 degrees, maybe 80. And then he's about 90-ish degrees on his knees as well. As we can see right here, he's somewhere in that 90-degree range. This is perfect. This is perfect defense. If we also see his palms, they're facing up because when you're swiping up on the ball, there's going to be more contact space on that ball than if you were to swipe down and potentially hit that player's arms, which would then be a foul call. So he's able to stay low. Look, he's also on his toes. He tries to swipe up on this cross, but he misses it, and then he has to try and catch up. So many coaches will say, hey, you need to shuffle along. Well, guess what? He's able to keep his shoulders square and takes 2 running steps to get back in front of that player. Now, taking a running step is okay, especially if you can keep your shoulders pretty well square to the player that you're trying to defend. This will allow you to change directions if needed. He's now back in front, and he's now trying to swipe away at that ball once again. Remember, swiping up or sideways instead of down, because if you swipe down, you will make contact with their arms. He does make a little bit of contact with that ball, but the player does not lose it. Now, Kaneal is shuffling alongside. He fights over top of what could have been potentially a screen, and he then is able to strip that ball just by getting his hand in there while that player was dribbling. Now, as soon as he gets that steal, watch what our players do. Watch what every other player, especially Max, does in this situation. In this situation, he sprints down court, and look at our spacing. We are very well spaced out. Now, I would have liked to have a few players to go a little bit wider, but we're pretty well spaced out. There is one lead man right here, and then Kaneal's able to do that lead pass way up. And look at that lead pass to Max. It's not behind him, it's not to him, it's in front of him. He's able to catch it right in front of his body. That was a perfect pass. And then Max is able to take 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, and he's able to go in for that layup. And it just adds to our big lead that we already had. That big lead was all due to our defense. If the other team can't score, you automatically win. Now, when you've got such a big lead in our league, which is, or at least in this league, is half-court defense. So, we're playing half-court defense. I was playing zones at some times. We were playing different types of traps. But then, after we got that massive lead, we switched into man-to-man, and we then, of course, still got a lot of steals, and it was all due to the fact that my guys will always keep their shoulders square to their man who they are defending. This is such a massive tip, and being able to move their feet, looking to cut off their path to the basket, and not allowing what could be screens, or at least what could have been, should have been, would have been a screen to affect them, and to always fight over top. Stay with their man and try to get your hand in and disrupt that dribble. That is so important, trying to get your hand in just to disrupt that dribble and fight through those screens so that when you get that steal, if you don't have anyone to pass to as an outlet right away, take a couple of dribbles down. Try to push it as fast as you can down court. This is extremely important, and of course, again, that lead pass. These are all things that I like to practice with my team. So, by simply being able to run alongside, keeping your shoulders square to the man you're defending, and then beating him to that spot so that you can shuffle alongside him once again, and then staying low so that you have the leverage. If he tries to drive past you, you have the leverage. You can make contact, you can lift him up, and Of course, now, you own your ground. He's going to be off balance. You made contact first. He didn't make contact first himself. And that will allow you to be able to get even more steals too. Now, these are young players. This was last year, and these guys were U11. And they played extremely well defense, and that was the reason why we improved so drastically. It was because of our defense. A lot of our offense came from defense. And if that is your motto as well, you're going to do extremely well too. So make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book that is down in the description below. It's a really interesting zone that gives you a double team in the low post and a trap in the corner without leaving any players open. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.